and I'm your host for this segment of In the Huddle. To my right, I'd like to introduce to you our panelists, Valerie Kelly Green Saunders. To my left, I'd like to introduce to you Raven Renee Dozier.
The champ is here.
And to her left, Lisa the Answer Sawyer.
You got questions, I got all the answers. Bring it.
Well, I'd like to welcome you ladies to our panel. Okay, let's start this week's segment in the huddle with Football Diva Week 1 predictions. Now, there was Lisa, Keisha, and Val. You favored the Broncos over the Ravens.
On court naturally.
Peyton Manning tied an NFL record with 7 touchdown passes as the Denver Broncos scored the most points ever allowed against the Baltimore Ravens with a 49-27 win. Now, May, what do you have to say about the Ravens' defeat?
Well, as we saw, I don't feel like they came with the A game, but Broncos came back with a vengeance because they lost in the playoffs, and they wanted to show them that, hey, y'all may have beat us in the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl. But
History.
they came back with a vengeance. But I do believe, like T-Sizzle said, this is one game, and it just shows that we won't go undefeated this year. But we will be back.
She's in denial. Sorry.
Okay, so what are your predictions against the Browns this week, the Ravens and the Browns?
Oh, the Ravens winning, definitely.
Okay,
That's
we're going to keep that prediction and make note of that. All right.
After the way they got trashed, they better win, because if they don't, they going to get ran right out of town. You know what I'm saying? How you going to be the Super Bowl champ and come out and get shellacked on week 1? I'm just confused about that. I don't understand.
Here's the thing with it.
Buster Douglas.
Everybody wants to go after the top.
Yo, Wacko is Buster Douglas.
Everybody wants to go back after the top.
I'm just saying, it was week
Tyson knockout.
Okay, the Saints did come marching in this week.
Yes, they did.
But not to the beat of their own drum.
No, they
The
did.
Falcons were dancing the same too. That was a thriller game. Now, what did you think about that?
It was a very good
It was a good game. I think it was awesome.
Did it have you on the edge of your seat, kind of?
It was a very competitive game, but the only birds I care about are the green ones. You know what I mean? I don't care about any other team that's not green all day, every day. So it was a very good, entertaining game. But I can't wait to talk about the birds.
It was a good warm-up game. It was a good game.
It was a good game.
Okay, last week we had Keisha here, and she had a call on the young Kaepernick. And we were also talking about the ageless Anquan Bolden. Are the 49ers primed for another Super Bowl run, do you think?
49ers is
Still
I think
early, but they look good so
they
far.
look very good. They look very
They'll go
good.
as far as Kaepernick can take them.
Yeah.
Well, you take him that far because you got to think about it. When he came in the last 10 games of the season, so he really didn't play a full season. So you got to kind of look at that too.
But he's young and he went to a Super
I was about to
Bowl.
say, he's a young, talented player.
He's going to get better.
He's very good, and I think I agree. He's going to get better as time goes on, and I think that they have a good opportunity to go very far this season. They really will. I think they'll win a good number of games. I give them at least 12 games.
So it's practice for the future.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about week 2's Imano or Manning versus Manning showdown? Peyton is coming off a high while Eli is defiantly at an all-time low against their division rival Cowboys with 3 interceptions. Now, which Manning wins next week?
Peyton.
Peyton wins. I mean,
That's an easy one, right?
Easy one. Eli really looked awful. I mean, he looked lethargic. He just couldn't get it done. And I mean, he could beat the Cowgirls. I mean, come on, get me in.
I told y'all he the milkman baby.
Listen,
so
he couldn't beat the Cowgirls. I take me, my grandma, and like 12 drunken fans, and we beat the Cowgirls. You know what I'm saying? We beat the Cowgirls all day. So, I mean, I was disappointed in his performance. I actually picked the Giants to win that game, and they came out and played one disappointing game.
Lackluster.
You turn the ball over that many times, you're not going to walk away with the win. It's as simple as that.
But the thing is, both of them in the beginning, it was horrible.
It was. It was
Eli
like
Manning
nobody
was
showed up.
Sack. Eli Manning just wore his heart on his sleeve the whole game.
He couldn't get himself together, right?
He just could not get himself together.
And you know what?
It was painful to watch.
So do you think it was because of how his brother was playing, affecting his play?
I don't know if it was so much of that, or he just really, he just did not show up. And one thing we know about the Mannings, I mean, he will show up next game. He'll play a lot better. But from an opener perspective, I mean, he didn't give the fans anything to see.
I think his head wasn't in it at the same time. Like, you know, like he probably had some other emotions going on, and he brought it to the game. So.
Okay, now Big Red, and we can say that literally, is used to playing the Cowboys, and we're talking about Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Do you think a rejuvenated Andy Reid can resurrect the once proud Chiefs franchise with a second season victory? And do the Chiefs blow out and does this reflect on the Chiefs blowout of the Jaguars 28-2? Does that really count?
The bottom line is Andy Reid is still Andy Reid unless his philosophy changed and he commits to running the ball a little bit more. But he'll win some games. I think, you know, he does give new energy to the franchise, but Andy Reid is still Andy Reid.
So it's just something new to the franchise.
He's a pass happy, exactly.
So he has not learned his
He's
lesson
a pass happy
from the
coach,
Eagles.
and I think what we saw for the last 11 or 11 seasons.
He's stubborn. He must be
He's
very stubborn.
Yeah.
He
How's his wife deal
won't
with that?
change.
I eat meatloaf every
The
night.
man will not
She doesn't
change.
Hard.
Well, he made them a little bit more of an aggressive team, though. You got to think about that. Like Kansas City, they kind of were a little laxy-daisy, and then he's there. He brought that energy back. Like you said, he did rejuvenate them.
So can he make it last? Is the question.
I think for the first 3 years, yes.
First
Then
3 years.
No.
He did it with the Eagles. He did, you know, and then they just went.
I think he's on the tail end. I think he's on the tail. I think he's worn out. I think he has personal problems. He has family issues. I think he's spent. I think his greatest years were with the Philadelphia
They're behind him.
Eagles. Yeah.
And with Donovan
And he
McNabb.
never really got us there. He teased us for so many
Right.
years. He got us so close, but we never got that cigar.
Yeah, he's a
But
teaser.
so many other coaches got you guys close.
No, not as
I
much.
think
Not
Not as much as
done.
he
Not as much
did,
as Andy
but
Reid.
I think Andy Reid is done.
Yeah, he is done. He's the big teaser.
Okay, there was a number of nail-biting games that took place this week. In particular, the Bills versus the Patriots, Jets at the Bucks, Seahawks at the Panthers, and the Colts versus the Raiders. Now, starting quarterback E.J. Manuel of the Bills was impressive, along with Raiders Terrell Pryor. And the jury's still out on Geno Smith. So is there any commentary about these quarterbacks?
It was some fun games to watch, and there certainly were some nail biters. It's so early in the season, you know. You got to get that.
Rhythm.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
fun
yeah,
because it was
yeah,
week
right.
one.
It was
we were
week
all
one.
excited.
Exactly.
But
And they're
it's
really
still
playing in
early.
game speed.
Right.
It's
It
not
just counts
preseason.
now.
Right.
It just
So
goes in the books.
it's hard to really say what any of them are going to do. I mean, Geno Smith didn't play his best, or I think to the capability, but they got the win, and that's what's important at the end of the day.
I think EJ Manuel, I think he's going to show up though. Like as he goes on into the season, I think he has a lot of talent. So I think he's going to do pretty
I
good.
think he'll show up.
Okay, so time will tell. So, with all the nail biting going on Sunday, did any of you have any food that was finger licking on the menu?
Okay, I didn't do Sunday because I cooked specifically for the Eagles.
Yes.
So I cooked Monday,
dinner.
and I went for classic Italian spaghetti, homemade turkey meatballs, none of that frozen meat byproduct stuff.
Do it.
Tossed salad,
Do it.
garlic bread, and pudding cake for dessert.
I'm coming over next
I was
week.
going to say she needs to invite us over.
Pudding cake.
And that's what we call a victory feast.
Exactly.
You ain't getting none of that this
That was
weekend.
good luck for you.
I'll have it this weekend.
She ate a little crap. But,
Well, all right. So, now on to Eagle Nation.
yeah.
Now, what we're going to do is we're going to start a
Birds.
ritual. And every time the Eagles win, we're going to toast it up.
Toast
ladies.
it up.
Toast it up. Toast it up. All right. So, we had a win.
Yes, sir.
33-27.
Yes, sir.
So, ladies, now on to Michael Vick and the O-line.
Yes, sir. Listen, that's how you play football. Take note. Look,
Throw the ball
Vick.
backwards. That's how you play football.
Don't.
Throw the ball backwards.
Let me go over
Okay.
some statistics with you, real quick. The first half of the game, the Eagles ran 53 plays.
Yes.
53 plays.
Can you write that
That's
down?
what most
Can you
teams.
write that down?
Listen,
Look, she got notes.
53 plays in the first half, 24 plays in the second half. First downs. They had 21 first downs in the first half. All right, yards. 322 yards in the first half. First half of the game, they had 322 yards. Listen, when you play football like that, time of possession, 20 minutes. When you play ball like that, you're looking at a team that's exciting to watch, hard to beat. That was a game that was at the pace of like a track meet.
Now, how long will that last?
They were snapping the ball
That's the
every
question.
15 seconds.
How long will
I
it
mean,
last?
This was one fun game to watch. You're talking about excitement. Chip Kelly is bringing the noise in. This is one thing I gotta say to Raven Renee. When you watch football like that, take note. You look at the quarterback who can throw a ball with precision, make big plays, run in for a score. He did it all. He did it all.
And
There was
again-
nothing left on the table. The birds turned up. Can I get an amen?
Okay, I'm gonna do Lisa pretty much said it all. I'm gonna do a commentary on Michael Vick and the O-line. We played with heart, we played with pride, we played with dignity.
That's
we
right.
played like the proud franchise
That's
of
right.
the Philadelphia
That's right.
Eagles.
The young,
Very
the
good.
proud, the
Okay.
Very
brave.
good.
And let's see how long it lasts. Like I
The
said.
young,
Yeah,
the
the second
proud,
quarter,
the
they
second
kinda
commercial
had
for
you.
the Marines.
The second quarter, they
Had
started
you on your
falling
P's and
off.
Q's though.
Yeah, they
They did have you on
falling
P's and
off.
Q's the second
Like the
But we had
regular
already turned the
Eagles.
score up.
Here's the bottom line.
Like the regular Eagles.
This is what I gotta
We already
say.
had 33
The
points.
bottom
Eagles of the
line,
old.
the bottom line is this. They did step on the brakes in the second half of the game.
They were
In the
tired.
second half of the game, they had 24 plays.
If you turned up, you
Opposed to
gotta stay
53.
turned
They
up.
only had
As the
5.
conditioning,
They had
as the season
5
goes
first
on, they'll
downs.
get better conditioning.
Opposed to 21 first down. They had 120 yards opposed to 322 yards, and they only scored 7 points in the second half of the game. That was a problem there. There was some concerns.
They'll get
because
conditioned.
If RG3
You can tell they're
played,
not used to playing
Look,
that
it's
way.
only week one.
this is week 1,
You know,
and
They're going to get
this is a
preseason
new
conditioning.
offense for them. But this offense is tailor-made for Michael Vick's speed.
They're
And the bottom
buying
line
in.
is, there were concerns in the second half of the game with them stepping on the gas a little bit. But that's called managing the clock. It's managing the game.
LaShawn McCoy
LaShawn
did not put the brakes
McCoy
on at all.
Was
He
freaking
ran for a
big.
record, what was it,
Oh my
182?
God. Can I get an
84
amen?
yards?
Yeah.
He turned it up.
That's what you call. That's what you
Hopefully
call.
I get a ring.
Look,
He turned it up.
that's what you call.
We were excited for
Yeah.
one night.
Yeah.
We were excited.
Last night.
Shady went crazy on
Last
me.
night was that.
Shady
So,
got real freaky. She's
Lisa.
still in denial.
Okay.
She's in
Do you
denial.
think the defense came to play?
The defense, they did a very good job in the first half of the game. They gave up some big plays in the second half of the game, but that's all about adjustments. Listen, this is a team that is on the right track. They did a lot of good things, you know, and they made a few mistakes. That's going to happen in any game, but at the end of the game, it's all about the W,
Yeah.
not the losers. So the bottom line is they won the game. There were things they could have done better in the
Yes.
second half of the game, but it was game
We'll
1.
fix some mistakes.
We're going to fix those mistakes. We're going to make some adjustments when we go into week 2. And we bagging them up, baby. Bag them up.
Okay, ladies, do you think that RG3 was really ready to play?
RG3 played like
No.
the Tin Man in the first half. The second
He
half,
came
they
alive.
got that oil can and they poured that
he
oil on
came
that man's
alive.
He
piece,
came
and
back
he
out.
redeemed himself a little bit, but it was too little, too late.
Too much, too little, too late to try again. He went up against Michael Vick. It was the old head versus the young boy, and we showed him how to really play football. RG3, listen, you're a talented player, but you play like a girl. I mean, you look like Wacko. That's just my take on
Wow.
it. The bottom line is, I
Wow.
said to y'all last week, look at the tape. We was going to bag them up, and we did. RG3, you're not ready. All right? Big league football, bro.
Okay, ladies, let's go with the picks for next week.
Let's do it.
All right, the Broncos versus the Giants. Who do you guys have?
I'm going to go Broncos.
I'm gonna go Broncos.
I'm going to go Broncos.
Okay, that's Broncos for
Giants look
everybody.
so
Just make, listen,
All right,
man.
the Cowboys at the Chiefs. What do you say?
I'm taking the Chiefs.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna
have
have to take.
Listen,
I'm taking
the
the
Chiefs are not really ready, but I can't pick the Cowboys for any reason.
So you just
I'm
pick it
just
because
gonna
you
pick
don't like
the
blue that
I
much.
can't deal
Okay.
with the blue.
I'm gonna-
What about the Packers versus the Redskins?
It's the Packers.
Oh, I'm
Green Bay
going
all the
Packers.
way.
You talking about the
Green Bay all the
Redskins?
way.
The Deadskins. You see RG3, bag that boy up.
All you
All
have to do is put pressure on
Oh
RG3
my
because
God.
I don't think his knee is fully recovered.
First of all, RG3, I think you're really a girl. That's just what I'm saying.
Don't
I
let
don't
the
know for
braids
sure.
fool you.
I don't know for sure. I'm just saying.
Okay, well,
Moving
last but
on.
not least, the Eagles versus the Chargers. I
You
guess
know
pretty
what
much.
time it is.
I know what the Chargers.
You know what time it is.
You know what the Chargers,
I'm
huh?
going with the Chargers.
Eagles
You know
all
what
day,
time.
every day.
I don't even have to answer that
All
question.
right, well, we're going to make note of this. So next week we can see how your predictions weigh out.
We already know.
And I'd like to thank everyone for listening to our segment. If you're interested and you love these beautiful I'm Diva football
Get it
shirts,
in green.
you can get them at I'mFootballDiva.com. And thank you for this segment. Thank you.
Woo, woo, woo.
I didn't get it right, but.